My name is Kid Thompson, and you're watching the HCW show with Muzza and DP. You'll love to see it.
Hello there, and welcome back to HCW.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another indie show preview. I'm of course your host for these, Dan, DP, Dupreezy. I'm not alone, but before we go into who the guest is on this edition, we'll go over what the show is. It is of course Pro2 Wrestling Mayday Mayhem 2 on Saturday, May 11th at Annbank Village Hall. Of course, you want to buy your entry, you can do so. And make sure you do it soon, because by the time the video goes out, it will be in 2 days' time, so Saturday. But yes, let's talk about who I'm joined by. You'll see him in the corner just over here, with his arms crossed. Don't know why. He's not suited to this role. I talk better. We know that. Anyway, yeah, I'm joined by Muzza. Hey Muzza, how you doing?
Hello, DP. Nice of you to butt in, as always. Whatever you want to say, whatever. Let's just, as you said, we're previewing Pro2 Mayday Mayhem 2. It's been a while because we've not had anything to upload recently, but
it's been a fun
changing
time.
very soon. Yeah, I'm sure you have enjoyed the peace and quiet.
I have.
Yeah. This is the second time doing Mayday Mayhem, obviously, because, well, Mayday Mayhem 2 means there was a Mayday Mayhem 1.
I hope so.
I was at the last Mayday Mayhem, you know. It was quite a big show last time. This was when TJ Rage had enough and turned on the fans and associated himself. Well, at this point he hadn't associated himself with Boddington yet, but he should have realised.
Honestly, that was, one of the key pivotal moments in Pro2 history, I would say. It's the moment when he realised, who was truly in his corner. It was the moment he realised, what he needed to do. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, just justice for Boddington's Army.
Good to see that back. And anyway, let's just get straight into this show. We have 7 matches on the card, it seems, and that is interesting. So we start off with a triple threat match. We have Soldato versus Silas Everett versus Mark Monroe. Now, I think I've realised I went a bit ahead of myself. Quick spoiler warning, we are going to discuss results of Homecoming. Now, we did the preview for Homecoming. The episodes haven't been out yet, so if you're not wanting to be spoiled by this, I recommend,
and of course,
turn off the video, but
of course, a massive shout out to Kid Thompson for featuring on that and helping us along with the preview as well.
Yeah, it's good to see you finally settled your beef.
Yeah, but I'm being a professional.
No. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, so yeah, as I said, quick spoiler warning, we'll be talking about Homecoming throughout most of the matches. But yeah, triple threat match, Soldato, Silas Everett, Mark Monroe. Main crux of the story is Mark Monroe. He's the apprentice in the collective. However, has struggled to find success recently. He's been winless in Pro 2, and he's been struggling to just pick up wins overall. And after being sort of left by his tag partner at the end of Homecoming after they lost their big tag title match to Lucha Scotland, Monroe seems, as in his promo, decided he wants to turn over a new leaf. He says he's gonna try and win his way and show the fans what he can be capable of. Interesting to see how that will go, but someone who doesn't believe he's changed is Silas Everett. Now, this is going back to King of the Bing, which was... Yeah, I think it was King of the Bing. Yeah. Silas Everett, not part of the collective, but was a last-minute replacement for Scott Valentine, who was out of an injury, and Mark Monroe was a replacement for Dean Ford. It was a whole lot of replacements. But yeah, they ended up being one-time tag partners. They lost, and Mark Monroe took his frustrations out on Silas. And Silas doesn't seem to believe Mark Monroe has changed at all, and we'll see how their beef is going to look like in the ring there. And then, of course, you have Soldato, who has been a presence recently, mainly in the tag division. This is his first singles match in Pro 2 since, I think it was 2022, so he's been in the tag division, and now with his tag partner elsewhere, he's looking to pick up a win for himself. I think this would be an interesting one. I think if this is Monroe and Silas are both two more newcomers, rookies. They'll have a lot to want to prove. Soldato also will have a lot to prove. Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. As we've all discussed, I was going to let you lead on these because they're just so matches that I'm not too familiar with some of the guys on the card. Of course, in this case, Mark Monroe and Silas Everett are two of those guys I'm not too familiar with. Based on what you said, though, this is a perfect opportunity for them to showcase themselves and to, put the name in the ring, put the name in the hat, for, potential opportunities down the line. If they can get a big win, especially someone like Soldato as well. Like, getting a win over someone like Soldato is going to be great for both of them. So, either of them, I think there's more in it for Silas or Mark to win here rather than Soldato. But as you say, Soldato's also got the point to prove. He wants to show that he is not just a tag guy. He can get it done by himself. He doesn't need a tag partner to DS for it. He can do it all by himself. Like, it's just a matter of who wants it more.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. But yeah, I think this is certainly going to be an interesting match. I think if I was a betting man, I'd maybe be heading my budget. My prediction would be, I think Soldato has.
Hedging your bets.
Yeah. Hedging my bets. There we go. I found the right term. I think Soldato might pick up the win here, but, with triple threats, you need to have eyes in the back of your head. You can't just focus on one person, because the other person could be anywhere.
Exactly. I think, as well, with both the newer guys as well, Silas and Mark, they might try and target Soldato being the more experienced guy and probably being the more recognised threat of the match. So these two might try and work together to try and take him out. So,
yeah.
As I said, like, eyes in the back of the head, he's going to need it. Ultimately, though, I think I agree. I think Soldato is going to come out on top. I think that experience factor is just something that's too hard to look past.
Yeah. And speaking of veteran experience, we have a tag team match here. The return of the Blood Money Mercs.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.
That is Vinny Van Driver and Dick Naylor, and they'll be taking on a new team to Pro 2, the Meat Factory, Craig Berry and John Kerr. Yeah, the Blood Money Mercs forever being a pain in the ass for both Pro 2, Showtime Manager Big Bad John, and just anyone. They just want to pick a fight with anyone. Yeah. And they had the promo where they were visibly annoyed at, essentially, once again, they're essentially being the welcome committee for the new tag teams. They did that with Arcade Violence in their first Pro 2 match, and while the Blood Money Mercs have been winless, I think they're going to have a point to prove against the Meat Factory. There we go.
Meat Party.
Getting the names wrong again.
That's staying in.
It's always a part. Yeah. To be fair, this is all 4 big guys, so it is a bit of a meat party. Yes, Meat Factory. This is my first time seeing them, so I've not got much on them. I know they're both relatively more newer to the scene. I think they've competed in, I think it's Community Pro Wrestling, which is based in Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as I said, the Blood Money Mercs, they are looking to make an example of Meat Factory and get a win under the books and show they're still a threat in the tag division that's ever changing, really. And yeah, I think this will be curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think Blood Money Mercs have got a point to prove here as well. I think they want to be more than the Welcome Committee. I think they want to be more than the gatekeepers, so to call it. I think they want to get a win here, and they want to do it in dominating fashion to send a message to management to be like, you know what? No, we've had enough of this. We want to have a shot at tag titles. We want to face someone who's not a new team coming into this company. We want to face some established faces. We want to fight like Lucha Scotland, for example. Like, we don't want to fight these rookies coming in, which is great for Pro 2 to bring in rookies and having, new younger faces. But if you're the Blood Money Mercs, it's not necessarily something that you want to be doing. You don't want to face these new guys. You want to put yourself forward. You want to, move up in the card. You want to move up the ladder, which is something they can't do if they're being put against youngsters. So I completely understand the Mercs' standpoint. Not necessarily sure I agree with the way they're doing it, but I completely understand the way what their thought process is here with this. And yeah, I'd have issues with the management too if I was in their position. So I get it. So yeah, Mercs I think are going to win here. Just again, point to prove they need it more, and I don't know much about the Meat Factory.
I think as much as I'm not big fans of the Blood Money Mercs, I'm going to have to agree with this. I think they are, they're both veterans. They know what they're doing. They'll know how to get under the fans' skin as well as their opponents, and bend the rules to their will. And yeah, I think Meat Factory, I'm sure they'll put on a good showing. They'll show what they're capable of, but in the end, I think the Mercs, as you said, they're itching for a win. They've been unsuccessful their last 2 attempts. They've been embarrassed at festivals, local festivals. They need something, and I think they're gonna go out this time and show that they mean business heading into 2024.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next up, we have another singles match. Once again, I could say another big, meaty match. It is Hunter Samson versus Hammerhead Smith.
I've heard rumours that it could be a meat party.
Yes, it could be. Hammerhead Smith likely to be, and Hammerhead Smith most likely to be accompanied by the manager of champions, Charles Boddington. Now, once again, coming out of Homecoming, Hunter Samson was challenging for the Escher Heavyweight Championship against TJ Rage. He was not successful. And Boddington had a huge part in that, being ringside and just even jumping on Hunter Samson's back, which was like the. Yeah, he did jump on his back and try to put him in a sleeper hold. I don't think that it didn't end well for Mr. Boddington, and that's why he should be staying out of.
I mean, obviously, I have not seen the footage because I wasn't at the venue, so I can't corroborate what's being said here. But if I had to guess, based on the information, I would assume that Hunter Samson had a bee on his back, and Boddington was just trying to help him by getting rid of the bee. It may have looked like some sort of hole being applied or something, and Hunter took it the wrong way. Simple, misunderstanding. Charles Boddington is an honourable man. who's got a right to be there. And I've got no issues with the way he does things. In fact, I respect the man. The way he does business is it's amazing. But saying that, I don't think he was there to cause distraction. I don't think he was there to, be a hindrance to Hunter Samson. I just, Hunter Samson lost at the end of the day, and that's what it is. And he's now back to the back of the line.
You can't deny the result. That was indeed that. But of course, I think Hunter Samson has said he's not. He said in his promo, if you think that's him done with Bonington's army, you got it wrong. He's still gonna plan to go after them, and that's why we've got this match. Hammerhead Smith obviously going back up from England for this. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He failed to win the Scottish Interpromotional title last time we saw him, and this is, these are just two big guys, and I know that for a fact they'll just lobber into each other.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how this match goes. I'm not exactly got 100% sure on what the prediction will be. Even though he's still a bit of a rookie, I think Hunter Samson might pull something off. I think he might pull off the win. Like, no disrespect to Hammerhead Smith, he's a well-traveled wrestler. He's got a lot of. He's second generation wrestler. There's clearly a lot of talent there. I think he's still just Hunter has an agenda and he has a plan, and I think that plan might just be what he needs to get over that hump and pick up his first win in Pro 2 against a big name, a somewhat big name in Hammerhead Smith.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I think I can, despite the, clear agenda the guy has against Boynton's army and Boynton's group and Charles Boynton himself, which again, justice for Boynton's army, but regardless of that, I can't deny the absolute unit that is Hunter Samson. He's got good speed. He's got good strength for someone of his, especially someone who's not been that long in the business as well. So a win over someone like Hammerhead Smith is going to do wonders for him and his name and his stock, and especially being his first win in Pro 2, it's like Hammerhead Smith being your first win is quite a big thing. So I think I agree. Hunter's got a bit more, I think, of just vengeance, more of a rampage. I don't know what you want to call it, but he has a hatred, I guess, might be a better word for it, for Boynton and Boynton's army. So naturally, that will play more a factor into the match itself. Could it lead to him going a bit more over the top, a bit more overzealous, and he might DQ himself accidentally? He might ignore ref count. He might hit a chair over Hamhead's head. Like he might lose control. We don't know. But saying that, I do think Hunter wins, and I do think he'll get his first win in Pro 2.
Yeah. Then next up we have another singles match. It is Rosie Knight versus Daisy Jenkins. Now, this is all coming out of Homecoming. Rosie Knight had an announcement, and that announcement is that she was, after having to retire, she's now back. But what was interesting was she came out with the Bells Division title, or at least another version of it. And she has state claims that since she never lost the title, she therefore still is the champion. Now, as we all know, the current champion is Angel Hayes, and she did not take kindly to this, saying, rightfully so, you vacated the belt. You vacated it once you were forced to retire, and I've won this belt. That set off an argument. Rosie Knight doesn't seem to care. She says, well, yeah, you maybe hold the title, but did you ever beat me? And the records show no, she hasn't. So it's basically a she said scenario. Rosie Knight would end up blindsiding Angel Hayes, and they go into a tussle, and then was about to clock Angel Hayes with the title before Angel Hayes' opponent at the time, Daisy Jenkins, made the save for her and helped ward Rosie Knight off. So that's where we get this match. Rosie Knight's first match in Pro 2 in a couple of years. Daisy Jenkins, the Feisty Pfeiffer, underdog, currently winless, and will definitely be wanting to pick up a big win here, putting a stamp down on Rosie Knight. But as we know, Rosie Knight, the first ever Bells Division champion, and I think there's a good reason why she was. I don't think she's anything to just because she was for a while just an authority figure doesn't mean she can't wrestle. She's definitely got. There's a reason she was as I said, a reason she's the inaugural Bells Division champion. And yeah, I think this match is certainly going to be another interesting one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Obviously, as you said, Daisy lost to Angel Hayes at the last show, Homecoming. I think I mostly agree with Rosie's claims. Like, and even in the way that you described Angel's reply, it was, again, I've not seen the show, so I'm not seeing it myself, so I can't really vouch or verify anything. So I'm going off what Muzza says. So if what he says is wrong, blame him. Anyway, Angel says, I didn't have to beat you. You when you were forced to retire, you vacated. The key wording there is that Rosie was forced to retire. So therefore, she didn't willingly vacate the title. She was forced to vacate the title when she was forced to retire. So on that logic, I would agree with her saying that she was never beaten for the title, because that is factually true. She was never beaten for the title. Angel never pinned Rosie to win that title. So there's at least a claim there. But saying that as well, Rosie, what has a chip on her shoulder, it sounds like. During the time that she's been out, or as an authority figure, Angel has been rising up the ranks as the Bells Division champion. She is someone who is not to be messed with, and she is someone who is arguably one of the best female wrestlers in Scotland. So, saying that, is that because Rosie's been out? Is that because Rosie's been down and Angel's been rising? Is Rosie the reason why Angel is doing so well? Because of her being out, because she couldn't stop Angel. Because she literally couldn't. So, saying that, I think we're going on a collision course between Angel and Rosie. But for now, of course, we have Daisy Jenkins, who is no slouch. The Feisty Pfeiffer is a great competitor. And I think it'll be a good test for Rosie, because I'm assuming this is her first official match back. I could be wrong on that stance, I'm not too sure.
I think in terms of Pro 2, it's her first match in Pro 2.
Okay.
Retirement.
Fair enough. So yeah, first back, it'll be a good way to, get back into the way of things and get back into ring shape and get back into just being used to being in the ring again. I think ultimately, Rosie's going to win. Just because I think she has, again, that chip on her shoulder, that determination to want to take Angel Hayes down. And with that logic, I just can't go against Rosie. But Daisy, again, is no slouch. I wouldn't be surprised to see Daisy pick up the cat win her either. But I'm going Rosie.
I think I've got to agree here. I think Rosie Knight has got a lot to prove. You could say there's a lot more pressure on her than there is Daisy, but sometimes pressure makes diamonds, and sometimes that could mean victory. And I think that's what probably will happen here. I think Rosie Knight will definitely, as you said, Daisy Jenkins, no slouch, will definitely give her a challenge. But I think Rosie Knight will have a point to prove, and will definitely want this win to solidify her claim. And with that, we are not done. Well, I was going to say done, if only. No, for you at least. No, get back here, sit down. We still got more Bollington.
Okay.
We have our first of 3 title matches that will be defended. Starting off with the Scottish Interpromotional Championship. Champion Davy Blaze defending against Lucha DS. Davy Blaze, fresh off homecoming and successfully retaining his title against Frank Cross. Frank Cross now finds himself in the crosshairs of Scotland's resident superhero. Finds himself in the targets of
Frank Cross, crosshairs.
Yeah, I didn't realize I did that. Brilliant. Yeah, he now finds himself. Yeah, Lucha DS. Obviously, as of this recording now, he's no longer the Target tag champ. He recently, him and Soldado lost that at Target, but still a multiple-time tag champ, and now is next in line for the Scottish Interpromotional Championship. Pro2 did announce that with the interferences by Boddington, that they have allowed Soldato to be ringside for this match. So to sort of counter Boddington.
What?
Boddington. Now I know. I can see by your look. I know where you're gonna.
So you're telling me that for whatever reason, Pro2 Management have allowed the tag partner, the wrestling tag partner of Lucha DS to be at ringside for this match?
Yes.
Okay, so where's his license to be ringside? Everyone knows in the world of wrestling, when you're at ringside, you need to have a valid manager's license. Okay? Charles Boddington, say whatever you want about him, okay? He has a license. He is licensed, not to kill. He is licensed to be at ringside. He's licensed to be a manager at ringside for his clients and whoever he chooses. Soldato does not have that. I won't guarantee that because I don't know what Pro2 Management can do. But Soldato does not, as far as I'm aware, qualify to have a valid manager's license.
Yeah, well, as much as I hate to say I agree, because, rules are rules, Pro2 make the rules, and they've decided they're allowing this as a one-off. Well, I'll let you plug that.
Justice. We demand justice. And by we, I mean probably just me. But we demand justice.
Sure, Boddington's happy to see that someone's cheering for him for once.
Don't worry, Charles, I got you.
But yes, this is it's going to be an interesting matchup. Lucha DS, he's been on a tear. He's actually been on since my first show I've been to at Pro2. He has been on every show since. So he's a workhorse, and I think he's definitely deserving of this title shot. And he'll be a tough challenge. Davy Blaze, there's a reason he's the Interpromotional champion. He's a veteran of the Scottish scene. My only complaint for Lucha DS, and this is just a personal bias thing, and if you saw the match graphic, you'll see him in a football top of Greenock Morton, as he is from Greenock. Now, this is just me going on a slight tangent. Greenock Morton FC are in the same league as my local team, Ayr United. In the same league. Season's ended. We've played each other 4 times, and Ayr have lost 3 times to them. So for that reason, yeah, I was out to say, I still think Davy Blaze here is going to retain. I think he is very much. Lucha DS will give him, no doubt, is a tough challenge, but I do think that Davy Blaze might just be too powerful. Lucha DS will need to use his speed and agility to his advantage, but I think Davy Blaze here will retain.
I think I concur. I agree with that assessment. I think when you've got someone like Charles Boynton on your side, you know, you're a champion. Or at least you're going to be a potential champion. Davy's already a champion. You know, he's already reached that peak. He's there. Like, he's at the peak of his level there. Unless he wants to go higher, but that's TJ's title, so don't cross lines like that. But anyway, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think Richard Diaz to continue what you said. Like, obviously, veteran. You know, great wrestler. But he hasn't got Bonton in his corner. There's no John Bonton in his corner. Instead, he's got his fucking tag partner. Sorry, I swore. He's got his damn tag partner. That's fine. We're like half an hour in. It's fine. He's got his damn tag partner out there, who hasn't got a valid license. So not only is he breaking Pro2 management rules, even though they've set aside this one special occasion, for Lucha Diaz to have a manager at ringside when there's no need for one, because Charles Wellington is a fair person. Charles Wellington is, dare I say, the perfect manager. Like, and the injustices that are being shown towards him is absolutely ridiculous, and for that reason, has to have justice for Wellington's army. But Davey Blaze is a phenomenal athlete as well. He is in amazing shape. He looks great. He fights great. Honestly, like, this is also someone who's been in the business for a good number of years, and this is someone who's not, who's not, what's the word? Not used to being in action. Like, he wrestles regularly, so Lucha Diaz. This is going to be a great match. But obviously, Davey wins. Davey is champion. He has Charles in his corner. He has a lot going for him. Lucha Diaz just cheated to get his tag partner at ringside. Like, I don't know what else I can say. Davey wins because he didn't cheat.
Well, at least you're not showing your bias.
Bias?
Yep,
What bias?
Yeah. Anyway, next match we have the Pro2 Why So Serious Championship. We have the champion Logan Smith defending against Ray Barani. This is Logan Smith. So obviously another defense for Logan Smith. And for Ray Barani, this is his first chance at Pro2 Gold since making his debut last year at Mayday Mayhem. So 1 year on from his debut, beating the likes of Krieger, competing with Krieger again and Lucha DS. Ray Barani is now... He said in his opening promo at Mayday Mayhem 1, he was gunning for the Why So Serious, the Joker's division. This is the title he's been looking to get. Logan Smith obviously has had... Last year, 2023, he was arguably Pro2's MVP. Defenses against the likes of Dean Ford, Shaman A twice, Hunter Samson even. Logan Smith he's been on a tear, and he's been putting on quality matches, not just in Pro2 but in Scotland overall. He's one of the fastest up and comers. Not to say Ray Barani isn't. He has shown in what limited I've seen of him, I see there's something there in him, and yeah, I think this match might be the sleeper match to keep an eye on.
I agree. This has full potential to be a sleeper hit. Like, I think people will look at this match and be like, but this has all the makings to be a great match. Like, this is one of the ones I said to you beforehand that I'm looking forward to most. Like, this is one of the matches that I'm familiar with Logan Smith. I'm slightly familiar with Ray Barani as well. I have got a slight, issue to pick with Pro2 management over this. Didn't Ray Barani lose to Krieger at the last show? Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler. Yes, he did lose. However, I think Krieger obviously more a heavyweight than in someone who's in the Jokes division. Joker's division. It's a bit of a weird choice for him, but I think Logan Smith is no doubt, a fighting champion. He'll take on anyone, and I think even with that one loss Bavani's had, I don't think that has impacted his momentum too much.
Yeah, fair enough. And while we're on the topic of Krieger, then go check out Rate's interview with Krieger that he did. I think a year and a half back. It was a good interview that he did, and got to look at Krieger's career at that point to where he was. So fun little sit down if you have a bit of time. So go check it out. But back to this. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. Either way, for what it's worth, I'm glad that they approved the match. I prefer a bit more reasoning behind stuff, but I'm all for it. It's a bit hypocritical, I guess, but I don't know. Logan Smith and Ray Barani sounds like a very fun match to me. Saying that though, I do think Logan Smith retains. There's just something about him. Like you said, like fast, like up and rising star, like taking the Scotland scene by storm. Like, I don't see him losing.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree there. I think Ray Barani's definitely going to be a tough opponent, and Ray Barani's not afraid to bend the rules slightly. I think he'll definitely maybe use that to his advantage. But yeah, I think this match is definitely one to watch out for. And I think Logan Smith will probably retain. And with that, we reach our main event for the
Yes.
Pro2 Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. The inaugural champion, DJ Rage, defends against Andy Roberts. I have this match now. While Logan Smith and Ray Barani is my sleeper pick is a sleeper match, this match, big fight feel, too big, as Biggie would like to say, big meaty men slapping meat.
It's a regular meat party.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a match to watch out for. These two have history going back. In fact, not just those two. All three of TJ Rage, owner Cameron Finley, and Andy Roberts were in a trio at one point, apart from what I've heard. So it's like there's a lot of history between the three of them. And Andy Roberts, big, another big name from Scotland. Someone who's a bit, he was given the nickname the dad bod god for a reason. He's not exactly. He may not be. He may not look like much, but we watch him go, and he is a definite. He's a great wrestler, and TJ Rage has faced a lot of great competitors, and over this Pro2 Ayrshire Heavyweight title, BT Gun, the likes of BT Gun, Davey Blaze, Grado, but I don't think he's faced someone like Andy Roberts, someone who is almost not well. I think this is, in my opinion, TJ Rage's biggest threat to his title reign he's had in quite a while. Andy Roberts, obviously, like I say, a big name, and I think he is, and being chosen by Cameron Finley to be the next challenger, you may want to say, why is the owner doing this? But at the end of the day, you're wanting to get big matches on your card. I don't think you get any bigger than this match.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I think, yeah, I get why that they put the match together, but in what society do we live in where someone just comes in, gets a world title shot immediately? Like, I'm sure Charles and TJ, being logical men, understand that this is just favoritism because the owner is friends with Andy Roberts. Okay, cool. Like, Andy should be working his way up the card. Put him on the card. Have him face someone else. Let him work his way up to the world title, not just put him straight in at the world title. But I digress. This, as you said, like this is a big man slapping meat match. This is a meat party, as you would say. This is a match that you should go out your way to watch if you can. If you're in the Annbank area, please go see this match. Go see Logan. Go see Ray Barani. Like, go see these matches. But this match, yeah, I think potentially match of the night. Honestly, I'm quite a fan of both these guys. If I that clear, but saying that, it's hard to pick a winner because I think I agree that this is TJ's biggest threat to date as champion. Obviously he's faced like Grady, which is cool, whatever. He's faced established guys like BT Gunn as well, which is, you know, he's got past them. So saying that, is Andy Roberts one of them people he can get past? Who knows? But I ultimately think TJ will have that determination. He'll want to get that notch on his belt. He'll want to get, like, you know, like that marking, like when you do something well, you mark yourself or whatever. Like, that's another mark for him, another notch to add to that belt. You know, he beats 1, 2, 3. Andy Roberts is done. Back of the line. That is another successful defense for TJ Rage, and that is my prediction.
Really don't know. Yeah. On one hand, Andy Roberts, as I said, one of the big names in Scottish wrestling. He's a believable threat. He could very well win this, but you can't underestimate TJ Rage, who will of course have Boddington by his side, whether he's going to be stay out of the ring or not is entirely up for debate. But you cannot deny that Boddington will be a key factor in this match, no matter what.
I'll view it then. You can argue that he's a key factor in any match he's in because of who he is. He is Charles Boddington, the manager of champions. If he manages you and you're not a champion, you will be soon. If he manages you and you are a champion, you're not losing that title for a while, if at all. Like, he has a presence, he has an aura just by being there. You know, he is like, to put it in mainstream terms, he's like the Paul Heyman of Scottish wrestling.
Which is funny because in their Pro2's recent video vignette for Mayday Mayhem, they show a picture of Boddington with Paul Heyman.
There you go. Like, it's destiny.
Yeah, you could do the Spider-Man point thing. It's too. Yeah, but yeah, I think. I don't know. I really don't know who's gonna win. I think.
Don't chicken out of it. Pick a side.
Alright, I think. You know what? I'm gonna say we're gonna have a new Ayrshire heavyweight champion. I think Andy Roberts, like you said, I say he's the biggest threat, and I think if he can keep Boddington out of the way and focus on the match, I think Andy Roberts could easily have TJ's number. And I think TJ's had a great reign. He's had a very long reign. But Andy Roberts, you know, he'll be looking to make a statement. And what bigger statement can you make in Pro 2 than by ending at this point, 3+ year reign of TJ Rage? You know, it would be a huge moment for him, and it would send a statement to everyone in Pro 2 who Andy Roberts is. And yeah, I think he has what it takes to win.
Respectfully, I disagree. However, that is a debate for another time. Because I believe is that it?
Yeah, that's the card.
Yeah. So with that in mind, that does bring an end to this preview. I'm not going to do the Student on Taxis bit anymore because that's a bit old now. But that does bring an end to this preview for Pro2 Mayday Mayhem 2 Annbank Village Hall, Saturday, May 11th. Get your entry. Just get it. If you're in the Annbank area, just get one. Why not? If you're not, does it go online on Fight TV or anything like that, or?
No. You guys. So it'll be. They do upload it onto YouTube after a while.
Okay,
I do believe they're planning to, in the next week or so, finally upload Pro Tuesday clips of Homecoming. So that will be hopefully coming soon. So we'll start reviewing them as well.
Yeah, cool. But with that in mind, as I said already, that brings the end to this preview. Please give the channel a follow on the platforms above us here. So our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter or X, and our Twitch. Of course, please give Muzza here a follow on Twitter. His is just underneath his name there, Muzza__44. And if you're also inclined, give me a follow. I'm Depreezy on Twitter. Also, within the video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's all free stuff. Comment as well. Do you want to see more of me, more of Muzza? Do you want to see Muzza by himself do these and edit it by himself and see what you can pull off? Do you want to see just me do it? I wouldn't advise that, but do you want to see just me do it? Do you want to see anyone from Pro2 jump on for one of these previews or even a show review? Like, we can if you let us know, we can see if we can make it happen. No guarantees, but we can always have a look. But of course, saying that does bring an end to this. I've been Dan. This has been Muzza, and we will bid you adieu.